Today on Sports World, it's the 1981 inauguration. Yes, today we inaugurate our 4th season of NBC Sports World and our first official act to honor our campaign promises. To wit, in furtherance of harmonious international relations, we've gathered outside of our nation's capital the finest professional figure skaters from around the globe, split into teams to determine world dominance. For the 80s team, all of whom skated in the 1980 Olympics and have recently turned professional. 1979 World Pairs champions, 5 times U.S. Pairs champions. Americans Ty Babylonia and Randy Gardner making their first return to competition since the Olympics. The man who won the gold medal in the Olympic Games at Lake Placid, Great Britain's sensational Robin Cousins. 4-time U.S. champion, twice world champion and 1980 Olympic silver medalist, Californian Linda Fradiani. 1980 World Ice Dance champions, 1980 Olympic silver medalists from Budapest, Hungary, who defeated the best of the top Soviet skaters to become the 1980 world champions, Christina Ragozzi and Andre Chalet. 4-time men's U.S. champion, 1978 world champion, 1980 Olympic bronze medalist, our own Charlie Tickner. And 8-time Japanese national champion and 1979 world bronze medalist and a great freestylist, Emi Watanabe. That's the 80s team. And now for the Stars team, consisting of established professional stars. 6 times Canadian champion, 3 times world free skating champion, Tyler Cranston, an innovative skater who has influenced the whole world of skating. An Olympic champion who has synthesized dance and skating and music and made it all her very own. America's sweetheart, Peggy Flemming. The athletic skating star whose captivating smile epitomized the girl next door from the state of Connecticut, Dorothy Hamill. 3-time U.S. champion, member of world and Olympic teams, and an audience-pleasing showman, Gordon McKellen. 3 times U.S. ice dance champions, twice medalists in the World Championships, and first Americans to win medals in Olympic ice dancing when ice dancing was introduced to the Winter Olympic Games, Colleen O'Connor and Jim Mills. And 3 times U.S. Pairs champions, twice world medalists, they're better now than ever, Jojo Starbuck and Ken Shelley. An incredible array of international skating stars. And then NBC Sports World, and today it's brought to you by Skating Championships, the Capitol Center, Landover, Maryland. More than 18,000 enthusiastic fans here to watch team competition among the greatest collection of champion figure skaters ever assembled. It's the first ever World Professional Figure Skating Championships. Welcome to Landover, Maryland. I'm Dick Enberg, along with 2-time Olympian and former U.S. national champion John Misha Petkovich. The participants themselves are as excited as anyone could be. I've never seen anything like it.
Dick, it's a fantastic evening for them. It's the greatest collection of figure skaters on the ice at one time. Not only that, they're being judged by great figure skaters from the past.
And let's point out immediately here on NBC Sports World as we premiere our 4th season, the fact that this is group competition. You're going to see individuals performing, but it's for their respective teams. And this is the first round of 7 that we'll be showing you.
And we'll be seeing a compulsory free skating program. And a little later, we will be seeing a freestyle program, and then a very unique event, and that is a group number competition between the 2 teams.
And how about for openers today? You're going to see 1980 silver medalist Linda Fradiani, 1976 gold medalist Dorothy Hamill.
And we will be seeing the U.S. pair champions Ken Shelley and Jojo Starbuck, and Ty Babylonia and Randy Gardner, also U.S. champions, and we know all about them from the 1980 Olympics.
Oh, my. We're pleased you've joined us. Linda Fradiani will be on the ice first as we return to Landover, Maryland, right after we pause for this word. First on the ice for the 80s team, 2-time world champion, 1980 silver medalist at Lake Placid, 20-year-old Linda Fradiani. She's now starring in Ice Follies Holiday on Ice. At this first ever World Professional Figure Skating Championship, the total prize money, $180,000. A reminder, folks, the judges will be scoring the performance from 1 to a perfect 10.
Yes, the important point here, Dick, is that the skaters must successfully execute 6 required moves, each of which will receive 1 point. The 4 remaining points will be awarded for the musical interpretation and choreography of the program as a whole. Skating to Igor Stravinsky's Firebird. She's preparing now for the first required move, combination jump, wally, half flip, double toe loop, and well executed. Coming up, the next required move, a layback. An arched back is very important here, as well as an attractively poised leg. Very neat axel jump.
A reminder, this is team competition. Miss Fradiani's teammates, Babylonian and Gardner, will be next, and their score will be combined and then averaged with Linda's.
Impression of the program. And although it will not be counted towards the technical points involved, it's very important for the overall impression. Spin, camel, do a sit spin, lay back, back sit spin, and into a back lay back. It's the final move.
And this huge audience acknowledges. Response from Miss Fradiani. It's interesting, her idol, Peggy Flemming, is on the opposing team in this competition. Let's examine one of her required moves, Misha.
Well, coming up, we're going to see the jump combination involving a half wally, half flip, and double toe loop. Now, coming up is the double flip, and what we're going to be watching there, right here, is the half flip, pole vault action of that right free leg. Look at it come around. The toe goes into the ice and lifting the skater into the air. And the same thing on the double toe loop. There it is. Left leg going into the ice and lifting the skater into the air, acting as a pole vault. Linda, how do you feel?
I'm very tired.
Very tired.
Yeah.
How was it being the first one to skate for your team under these new conditions?
Nerve-wracking. I was very nervous. I'd rather skate later, but they flipped a coin and I got lucky.
You got lucky. Did your teammates have anything to say to you before you went out?
Well, they were all very supportive and said, good luck, go get them, and we're really in the team spirit here.
And have you? Do you think you've set a good pace for your team?
Well, I hope so.
I think you did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
7 experts are judging these performances. A most impressive collection. Renowned ice show star Dick Dwyer, noted choreographer Ricky Harris, World Olympic judge Norman Fuller, 60 Olympic champions, Carol Heiss and David Jenkins, one of the best ever, Janet Lynn, and former dance and pairs champion and now coach Ron Ludington. Boy, this event reads like skating's Hall of Fame. The judges will now combine Linda's score with her teammates, Ty Babyloni and Randy Gardner, now stars of Ice Capades, and here they come. 79 world champions. They were denied a chance at the first ever gold medal for a U.S. pair due to Mr. Gardner's groin injury at Lake Placid. This is their first competition since.
Very strong skaters, Dick. We'll see this, I'm sure, on the first required move they're going to do here. A one-arm press lift. There it is. Look at the arched back on Ty. form and a smooth exit from the spin are very important here.
They've been the center of publicity prior to this competition. You can just feel the electricity in the crowd. They can't wait to show their full appreciation of their talent.
Coming up, another required move, side-by-side flying camels. The important thing to watch here is that the skaters spin at the same time. Straight line step. Pair skaters are also required to do moves which are primarily associated with single skaters, that is jumps and individual spins, and coming up we'll see an example of that. A jump combination ending in a spin. Split jump, mazurka, double toe loop, and into a butterfly spin.
Appreciation. They're on their feet. A thank you for their performance today, but an ovation that offers empathy for theirs and our disappointment in the Olympics. '79 world champions, High Babylonia and Randy Gardner. Now let's go to Misha Petkovic.
Superb, absolutely superb performance. What did you think of the audience response?
Oh, they were great. It was fun out there. Really fun.
You enjoyed yourself then?
It's the first time we skated in a situation like this in such a long time, and the audience is so receptive. It's incredible.
And what do you think of the team competition idea? Did that put any pressure? You were only the second, I realize, and there are several wonderful skaters yet to follow. How did you look at this program tonight in that sense?
Well, it really doesn't put a lot of pressure on the individual because it is a team competition.
Team effort all the way.
Right?
Right.
We're taking a look here at Ty and Randy's one-arm press lift. What you can see here is the incredible strength of this young couple. He lifted her so smoothly, and he's going to set her down as though she's a feather. Look at that. Magnificent.
9.6. And here are the 7 scores. They range from 9.6 to 9.8. The high and low scores are dropped, giving the 80s team a solid score of 9.66. And still to come, more outstanding skating. The Stars team will feature the great Dorothy Hamill, the 76 Olympic champion, along with the pairs team of Jojo Starbuck and Ken Shelley. Dick Enberg back at the Capitol Center, Landover, Maryland. And on the ice warming up, one of the greats, Dorothy Hamill, competing with the Stars team in this championship. It hardly seems possible. It's been 5 years since Dorothy stole the hearts of America as she won the Olympic gold at Innsbruck, Austria. But Dorothy was quick to find fame and success to not always mean happiness as she was thrown into the celebrity spotlight. But today, 5 years the wiser, she's regrouping, putting some of the roots back into her life. And one of her pride and joys is her new home in California. There she talked about the pains of overnight stardom.
I don't think anyone can ever be prepared for the transition. When I was competing before Olympics in '76, my father had a tough time getting my name in the hometown, Riverside, Greenwich newspaper. And only people that were really avid skating fans or followers knew who I was until just before Olympics. But for me, it was just overnight that it all happened like that. That was a very traumatic thing. I couldn't understand why anybody wanted to speak to me, or I had nothing to say that anybody wanted to hear. So it was quite a shock. I think Dean helped me cope with it an awful lot. Being from a showbiz background, he had seen a lot and what it, had done to certain people, and he helped me a lot in that way. There's a lot of star treatment out here, which is great, but you can be very misled by all of that and get a big head, and I think it's important that people don't expect to be treated that way all the time. We decided to get married, September 22nd was the official engagement day. I think I'm a lot happier now than I can ever remember being. I don't have any major worries. And Dean and I have a terrific relationship, which makes me very happy, and that's all I care about.
Right. Back at the Capitol Center, a sellout 18,000 for the first ever World Professional Figure Skating Championship. Now for the Stars team in round one, the 76 Olympics gold medal winner, Dorothy Hamill. Oh, it's great to see her back. After 5 years away from competition, this tremendous athlete with a powerful personality is back to entertain us again. She told us she didn't hide it at all. She's very nervous about her performance today.
Dick, Dorothy has always been known as one of the most powerful female figure skaters, and she's going to bring that power and tremendous athleticism to the Stars team today. Her first spin here is a combination spin, a required move. Camel into a layback. Now watch the arch of back here. She flips her body over and down into a back sit spin. Very well executed. Move is again a show of her athleticism, the combination jump. Wally, 1 foot Wally. Split jump into a double flip. Look at that.
Miss Hamill is skating to a medley from West Side Story, but she's having to use west, east, north, and south. It is a test of endurance for all the athletes today.
Yes, Dick, it's particularly important to remember that these professional skaters have not been skating on full-size ice surfaces. And now they're presented with that additional problem.
Oh, and that smile of Miss Hamill's, it still reaches all the way to the back row of this huge arena. Miss Hamill's scores will be combined with those of Jojo Starbuck and Ken Shelley, her teammates, and the average then being the Stars' total.
Now we're seeing, once again, that delayed axle. Watch as she takes off the tremendous extension of the leg and the halt in rotation right as she lifts off the ice. Look at the hold there with the head, and then the arms come in, the rotation, and the landing. Wonderful job, Dorothy.
Oh, thank you. It's so big out there, that ice.
You feel tired?
Oh, I'm exhausted. I forgot it in the middle of it.
You forgot the program?
Yes, very beginning, I was off pattern. I'm not used to the size.
Well, it didn't show one single bit, and the audience out here didn't notice a thing.
They're great. The audience is unbelievable. Oh, take them with us.
Okay, Dorothy, good luck. Let's watch the rest of the competition.
And now Miss Dorothy Hamill Stars teammates, the pairs team of Jojo Starbuck and Ken Shelley, three-time U.S. champions, two-time Olympians. Miss Hamill now cast in the role of cheerleaders. Starbuck and Shelley, skating partners for now 20 years.
Always a showy pair with a great deal of audience appeal. What we're seeing here now is the finesse of professional figure skating. They're taking a great deal of time and making something very simple exquisitely beautiful. Building up speed now for their first required move, a triple overhead. There it is. Very well executed. Coming up, the jump combination, split jump, mazurka, double toe, into the side-by-side butterflies. Next move, not a required move, is a throw axle.
Oh, my!
Magnificent.
In 68 and 72, and one of their teammates, Misha Petkovic.
Wonderful experience skating with her. Hair spin, required move. Hair spin, look at the arms on Jojo.
She said Janet Lynn. Janet Lynn, her judge on this performance.
Into the final required move, back outside death spiral.
Starbuck and Shelley. Now their scores will be added to Dorothy Hamill's and averaged, and then we'll compare it with Linda Fratiani's scores with Babylonian Gardner. Remember, they had a 9.66.
What we're looking at here is the throw axle, and you'll see the height that Jojo attains, and that's what makes the landing on a secure edge so very difficult. And she did it very well. Coming up side-by-side flying camels. In addition to the position of the individual skater, they must spin at the same time and in unison.
9.7, 9.9.
And as you can see, they're a little bit out of sync right there.
9.8. And here are the scores.
to Wiesbaden, West Germany to see the hostages, or whether he might...
A lead of 0.12 of a point for the Stars.
Capital, the finest professional figure skaters from around the globe, split into teams to determine world dominance. For the 80s team, all of whom skated in the 1980 Olympics and have recently turned professional, the man who won the gold medal at Lake Placid, Great Britain's Robin Cousins, plus 8-time Japanese national champion, 1979 world bronze medalist, and a great freestylist, Ine Watanabe. For the star team, consisting of established professional stars who have turned pro, an innovative skater whose combine of dance, music, and skating greatly influenced the sport, Olympic champion Peggy Flemming. She'll be teamed up with 3-time U.S. champion and member of world and Olympic teams, the audience-pleasing showman Gordon McKellen. Also, Sports Journal examines the related domestic issues surrounding sports professionals and their wives. Championships. Let's go to Dick Enberg.
The Capitol Center, Landover, Maryland. A sellout of 18,000 on hand for the greatest collection of figure skating stars ever assembled. It's the World Professional Figure Skating Championship. In the first of 7 rounds of competition, the 80s team, the world champion Linda Fratiani in the compulsory freestyle, teamed with Ty Babylonia and Randy Gardner. It was their first competition since their disappointment at the Olympics. Their combined team score, 9.66 out of a possible 10. For the Stars team, world and Olympic champion Dorothy Hamill brought back the magic from her 76 triumphs, and teaming with greats Jojo Starbuck and Ken Shelley combined for a score of 9.78. So the Stars team leads by a scant 0.12 of a point. Well, John, Misha, Petkovich, I know you've enjoyed it as well as this great audience, and today we're going to see more compulsory competition.
That's correct. Today we'll be seeing the compulsory free skating, which consists of 6 predetermined moves, and these will be judged on the basis of the technical execution.
How about the Stars? What stars will we see?
Well, in the Stars team, we'll be seeing Peggy Flemming, the 1968 Olympic champion, and Gordie McKellen, 3 times United States national champion.
And for the 1980s team, Ine Watanabe, a dynamo at 97 pounds, several times the Japanese national champion, and finished 6th in the Olympic Games in 1980. And from Great Britain, the gold medal winner, Robin Cousins, will also be skating on that 1980s team. It should be another great show. We're glad you joined us. We'll be right back with the competition after we pause for this important word. For the 80s team, comprised of 80 Olympians recently turned professional, it's 23-year-old Robin Cousins of Bristol, England. 10th in 76 when his countryman John Curry won the gold. Then at Lake Placid, sensational Mr. Cousins became the Olympic champion himself.
Robin is a tremendous jumper, fast spinner, possesses great musicality, and exhibits a beautiful line. Look at that line. Coming up is the required jump combination, consisting of a triple toe loop, which he'll do first. Triple toe loop, half loop, flip, double loop.
You know, he says, I love big crowds and the chance to show up and give something to somebody. Oh, how special this has been. He has this crowd spellbound.
delayed axle. Look at the tremendous height, the delay, and a brilliant exit. Exquisite performance by Robin Cousins.
And the ultimate tribute, as much as this sellout crowd wanted to applaud, they were hesitant to break the moment of magic that he had created. Olympic champion, member of the 80s team today, Robin Cousins of England.
What we're seeing here is that jump combination. First of all, the triple toe loop. Very difficult jump, 3 revolutions in the air, has to attain tremendous height, and as he lands, he has to control the rotation, which is slowly building up as the jump combination progresses, and into the double flip here. You'll see the momentary hesitation there, and then into the double loop immediately, and a strong check as he finishes the combination. And here's his Russian split. Once again, an exhibition of his tremendous height. How does it feel to be back in competition?
I love it. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but I missed it. And I must say that the past months touring with the ice shows is a completely different feeling. But to be back so early and having such a good time, it's great.
Robin, the crowd enjoyed it as well. Let's take a look at your double axel. We're looking at a jump consisting of 2.5 revolutions, and watch the height he attains as he takes off the ice, and the rotation, the straightness of the body in the air, and the control as he lands the jump, the strong check, which enables him to have that control.
One of the 7 distinguished judges, a great star, Janet Lynn, recently a mother of twin sons, and she's focused on Emi Watanabe, called the Japanese Janet Lynn for her dynamic style. Miss Watanabe, 8 times the national champion of Japan.
Skating to music, the East Wind, written especially for her by Miss Hirabi. Coming up, the first required move, a Bauer spread.
Watanabe here in a dual role, performing on the ice now, and later the commentator of her own performance for Japanese television. Japan, Emi Watanabe. Emi in Japanese characters means beautiful. And the audience here at the Capitol Center courses that feeling. They really appreciated the talents of this young 97-pound dynamo.
What happened?
I don't know. I just was skating so, happily that just went right in the ice.
You just completely forgot that you were on the ice. Well, aside from that, it was an absolutely wonderful performance.
Thank you.
And here is the fall. This can happen to any skater. And fortunately for the team, it happened on a move that was not a required move. There it is. She caught her heel. Down she goes.
9.7.
And she's getting up very quickly and with a great smile on her face.
9.7.
And here are the scores for the team of Watanabe and Cousins, all 9.7s and 9.8s. That'll average out at 9.74. The overall team total then is 19.40. And when we return for the Stars team, three-time U.S. champion Gordon McKellen and three-time world and the 1968 Olympic champion Peggy Flemming.
Second last week in the downhill in Vegas, the Lauberhorn.
And he won in Val Gardena earlier in the year. He's a contender for the downhill title. He has to do here well, though, Mike, if he wants to catch Steve Bott.
And mother, as well as traveling all over the world, starring in ice shows and television specials. We caught up with Peggy in Savannah, Georgia, where she talked about combining the varied aspects of her brilliant career with a successful family life.
Skating to me is like all the fantasies that I've ever had, because I, express so much through just body language of the things that I like. The music that I choose to skate to, I think, relates my personality, and the costumes that I wear, I probably wouldn't necessarily wear them at a party or something, but on the ice I feel like that's an area that is a fantasy thing that I can really let go and let it all out, and yet when I'm at home I think I'm a little different person, which is fun to be able to have those split lives. I have a little boy that's about 4 years old, and a husband and house and dogs and plants and those responsibilities at home, and also I still have my career going. I think it's very difficult to manage all of the roles, but I think if you just think things through before you commit yourself, and you know how long you're going to be away from home versus what it's going to do to, your family, you have to weigh all those pluses and balance it out to make your life, enjoyable for you. I wouldn't do this if I didn't really enjoy what I was doing, because it's just too hard of work. Skating is such a creative sport, and I think everybody has something to give to it, which is very unique, to have a sport give that much. There are people like John Curry and Tyler Cranston and Robin Cousins and, Dorothy and myself and Linda. And, we all have our own separate styles, and they all work and they appeal to, somebody out there. And it's wonderful, to be a part of a sport like that there's so much out there for us to grab at and do. And I hope it continues to get better and better. All the sports have seemed to gotten their techniques of teaching, and they really are just coming up with new things that 10 years ago we never would have dreamed would have happened, but it's wonderful to be a part of it still.
And we'll be back in Landover right after this. Welcome back to the Capitol Center, Landover, Maryland. On the ice, skating for the Stars team, Gordon McKellen. Earlier, Gordy experienced some difficulty with a required move, Misha.
Yes, Dick. He had a little trouble on the takeoff of a triple toe loop, the first jump of the required jump combination, and it will detract a little bit from the points.
A reminder that McKellen's score will be combined with that of Peggy Flemming's, and she's to follow this performance.
Moves a change foot sit spin, in which the skater takes a forward sit spin, 5 revolutions, minimum of 5 revolutions, changes to the left foot into a back sit spin.
McKellen's teammates, the Stars team, and those banners were made by Peggy Flemming. Yeah, I admire McKellen. He has only skated competitively in about 3.5 years one time. He's been teaching skating, and I think he's doing remarkably well.
Very well, Dick. And he hasn't had all that much time to train for this particular competition. Jump combination ending with a double sow cow. And coming up, something Gordy has been known for many years, the knee slide.
His life has been skating since 2.5. Parents were originators of acrobatic comedy on ice, and his godmother, Sonia Henney.
And here we're seeing the last jump combination. 1 foot axel into 1 foot sow cow, 1 foot sow cow again, and into the double sow cow. Very athletic. You're breathing pretty hard.
It's been a long time. It's okay. The enthusiasm of the audience and just skating in front of people again is great. A little dry. But I missed the toe on the triple toe loop. My skates were a little loose. I had them on longer than I expected, and when I placed it, it wasn't hitting solidly. And I came out of the ice, unfortunately, but hopefully maybe Peggy will hold me up and the rest of the members in this segment.
What about the knee slides? Those are very popular with the people.
Well, sort of was my trademark. Started actually by accident one day. I was having sort of a rough day on the practice session. Ended up on 2 knees, and someone said, "Looks very good." So I said, "I'll leave it in."
So you kept it.
Right.
Good luck,
ladies and gentlemen, also representing the Stars team, Peggy Flemming.
Peggy Flemming, can it be 1968 when she was the Olympic champion, more beautiful than ever to these eyes? At Innsbruck, 64, she was 6th, and then champion in 68. The great hands, the artistry of Peggy Flemming.
One of the most fluid and graceful skaters ever. Technique. Look at how light that landing is. One of the required moves and one of her wonderful traits, the layback spin. From Fame.
This team competition has been such a delight. Here's Miss Flemming, so artistic and dramatic, in contrast to her teammate, Dorothy Hamill, we saw 2 weeks ago, so dynamic and athletic.
Yes, Dick, that's the beauty of this competition, is we're seeing the variety of styles that exist in figure skating. Skater Peggy is.
This Flemming, now married, lives in the San Francisco area, has a 3-year-old son. performance by Peggy Flemming. The crowd, with its applause, volleys out beautiful. What an event this is. The greatest collection of figure skating stars ever. And thank you for being part of it, Peggy Flemming.
Peggy, was it just yesterday that you competed in the Olympics?
Well, yeah, it seems like it. Actually, it's been 13 long years, as you can tell by my puppet.
I couldn't tell a thing by the way you skated out there, except that it was absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
How did it feel to be in a competition again?
Well, it's very tiring. But this is such a fun event to have fun with skating, because skating has so many different ways of enjoying it. It's so creative, it's athletic, and it's fun. It's fun. I love my work.
And here is Peggy's famous layback spin. Beautiful arch back. She's centered right over the skate. That lovely line, which is accentuated by the position of the free leg. And her fluid arms.
So the scores for Gordy McKellen and Peggy Flemming, 9.4 through 9.6. That totals out at 9.5 and an overall total of 19-8.
You're now in second place. What do you think?
Strategy. It's all strategy, John. We're ready now.
You're all
We're ready to go. We're holding each other up. We're gonna...
Yes, literally.
Yeah, we're about a 10th two down, I think.
Good terrific performance for both of you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Good luck.
So the 80s team, 9.74 today for a total of 19.4. The Stars, 9.5 for a total of 19.28. The 80s team has taken the lead by 0.12 of a point. That's the same advantage enjoyed by the Stars after round one. Watanabe of the 1980s team, and that forged them in the lead after 2 rounds by 0.12 of a point as they overcame an early Stars lead. And today we're going to see a little bit of everything, Misha.
Yes, we certainly are. We're going to see some compulsory ice dancing as well as more of the compulsory free skating programs.
And today for the 80s team from Budapest, Hungary, 1980 World Ice Dance Champions Christina Ragozzi and Andre Chalet. With them will be the U.S. champion, Charlie Tickner. Featured for the Stars team, 3 times U.S. dance champions, Colleen O'Connor and Jim Milnes. And they'll be teaming with 3-time World Free Skating champion, Tyler Cranston. It's round 3 of the World Professional Figure Skating Championship. And coming up, the world champions from Hungary, Ragozzi and Chalet. On the Capitol Center ice, the world champion Hungarian ice dance team of Christina Ragozzi and Andre Chalet. They've completed the first of 3 required dances, Misha.
The next dance, the Starlight Waltz. From this diagram, as you can see, the detailed steps are predetermined. And not only that, the relative placement of these steps on the ice is also prescribed in the rule book.
Now, is this their own unique pattern, or do all the competitors have to follow this exact form?
All the competitors have to follow this precise form.
They're ready to go, and what a beautiful pair they are. He's 25, she's 24, both natives of Budapest.
As you'll see in this particular dance, the important things are a gay, lilting, and flowing movement. Should be given by the skaters as they do the dance. We're looking for pointed toes, arched backs, unison, the skaters. The edges have to be deep, precise, and crisp. And the turns have to be exact. In the proper position as they execute the turns. And all of them placed on the ice, as we saw earlier on the diagram.
And again, unlike pair skating, they're constantly in contact with one another.
That's right, Dick. They have to remain in touch with one another, and only limited, very limited turns are permitted, in which they release the hold one from the other. themselves.
Ragozzi and Chalet, their second dance completed. It's interesting that because there are no indoor rinks in their native Hungary, they were allowed by their government to move to London as teenagers, where they trained, and how they have grown. 1980 silver medalists, and then more importantly, unseated the Russians after their domination of a decade and became the 1980 World Dance Champions. And now starring for Ice Follies, Holiday on Ice.
The dance we're now seeing, Dick, is the Killian of Austrian origin, first performed in 1909 in Vienna. The important thing here is close, accurate footwork, unison on the Choctaw right here, turning from front to backwards, and distinct and true edges.
Champion dance team, Christina Ragozzi and Andrei Chalet of Hungary. And along the judges' row, referee Donald Laws, president of the Professional Skaters Guild of America, distinguished judges Carol Heiss, the 1960 Olympic champion. Still a marvelously beautiful lady, and what a couple. Ragozzi and Chalet.
Also skating for the 80s team, Charlie.
And they'll watch now and follow with interest their teammate, Charlie Tickner, the U.S. champion and medalist in Lake Placid in 1980.
A strong free skater and a very versatile skater.
Now star of ice capades, he was the world champion in 78 and won the bronze at Lake Placid. Competition. Well, he's performing in an amazing fashion. He flew all night to get here to Landover, Maryland, all the way from British Columbia. It looks as if he slept very fast.
This is one of his trademarks, Dick. It's tremendously quick and rapid footwork. You can see it right there.
Presentation by Charlie Tickner, and they're on their feet again train and now known around the world.
An example of Charlie's jumping ability, the jump sequence triple toe loop. Now watch as he controls the rotation here, steps into the double axel, up, rotating, and tries to check. Oh, a little trouble there. But coming out, a hop into a double loop.
Look at those scores, 9.8s and 9.9s, an average of 9.86 for the 80s team. Oh, my.
Superb, 9.86 average. That is wonderful. Hey, you feel like you set it up for the rest of your teammates?
I hope we just help him a little bit.
Good for you. Good luck.
So that tremendous effort by Charlie Tickner combined with the excellence of Ragozzi and Chalet really putting the pressure on the Stars team. And they'll have up next Colleen O'Connor and Jim Mills, the dance team, with their sensational teammate, Tyler Cranston. Dance team of Colleen O'Connor and Jim Mills of the Stars team finished their dance program. This was their Killian dance effort. They had some technical difficulties earlier with their music, but skated through it like the champions that they are, and the crowd enjoyed as we watch again their performance. And their smiles are so genuine. After a 3-year layoff because of Jim's arthritic knee condition, they're back competing and loving it all. Great support from their teammates on the sidelines.
They skated very well, Dick, making up admirably for the difficulties they had earlier.
And, of course, under the pressure of that 9.86 performance by their opponents on the 80s team. Colleen O'Connor and Jim Mills, former U.S. dance champions. And their teammate, Canadian star Tyler Cranston. We talked with Tyler, who is an accomplished artist on the canvas as well as on the ice. Ask if there's a correlation between Tyler the skater and Tyler the artist.
I would say that there's a very definite one, because an artist is an artist, and I just happen to have a body that expresses myself as well as hands that express myself. But I think that the seed of artistry is something that is deep within and can come out in any way.
And now, Tyler Cranston, the athlete.
Knowing Tyler and his interest and ability to add new dimensions to skating, his execution of the required moves will certainly prove to be anything but ordinary. Not only that, an extremely athletic one as well. That double axel throws that perfectly. Coming up next is jump combination, triple Salchow. Hop, double toe loop, double toe loop. And the change foot sit spin, another required move. There's a sit spin. But Tyler has changed it again. He's doing a broken leg sit spin. Is not content to do just an ordinary sit spin. And an unusual exit as well.
I have to pass along a compliment to you, Misha, from Tyler Cranston. I asked him who had the most influence on any changes in skating, and he said you and Janet Lynn.
Thank you, Dick. His innovative style has had a remarkable effect on the sport of figure skating.
mature, artistic Tyler Cranston of Canada. Bravo.
We're watching Toller's unusual jump combination, which is opened up by a triple sow cow, followed immediately by a hop into a stag jump, and then into 2 double toe loops. Did you feel that there was a great deal of pressure on you, being the person to bring up?
I did. The thing that for me is important is one of the old stars, that you want to stack your abilities against the new people. And although you don't necessarily want to beat them, you want to be as good as they are, even though it's 4 or 5 years after active amateur competition.
Toller, you're far too modest. Take a look.
Remember in 1980 at Lake Placid, they were the entire Hungarian Olympic team. Brought home the silver.
Tremendous performance.
And the audience agrees.
Truly expressive skaters. Superb at blending choreography with music.
Ragozzi and Chalet, the judges sharpening their pencils on that performance. That's going to be up there very high. We may see a 10 before this competition is over. Now their scores will combine with their teammates Ty Babylonia and Randy Gardner and then average for the team score. Ty and Randy are waiting to take the ice for only their second competitive performance since turning professional. They're starting a second life in skating as stars of the Ice Capades. A second life in that just about a year ago to the day, the world seemingly crashed on them at Lake Placid, the Olympic Games. America's heart sank as the gold medal favorites suffered the worst moment of their amateur careers, a painful thigh injury to Randy, denying them the opportunity for which they had trained for over 10 years.
It was something, I think, unbelievable at the time. It was so devastating.
Well, right when it happened, it was so silent. Like I looked out into the audience and it was like everything was still. And I just started thinking, why did it happen to us on that day? Because he really never had any major injury before, and it had to happen on that certain day.
But then I think we realized that it wasn't going to be the end of our life or of our career, because I think we're doing now what we would have been doing anyway. The whole thing of turning pro, I think we had to adjust to, because, well, we joined an ice show, and that means being on tour for 9 months out of the year. And for us, that lifestyle is totally different than what we were used to.
It's a different kind of pressure, the pressure of performing every night, which isn't easy. It probably looks easy, because I know when I used to watch the show, I used to say, wow, that looks so fun and
glamorous
and all the glitter, but there is that, but there is the behind the scenes that I never knew about.
The good things are that we can see a lot of our friends that we know around the country, and plus meet new people, and we try to go sightseeing or do something special in each city if we have time. It's hard to say now what we'll be doing in the future, because this is our first year as professionals, and I think after our career settles down, we can think about what we want to do later on with it, but I think right now we're very, very happy.
Ty and Randy are taking the ice. They'll be warming up, and we'll be right back with their performance. And Randy Gardner. They were fifth in 76 at the Olympics in Innsbruck, and of course, as 79 world champions carried high hopes for the first ever U.S. Olympic gold medal in pairs, and then that disappointment at Lake Placid.
They're confident and determined, and watch as they come into their first move, hand-to-hand tilt lift. He gently puts her down. Beautiful. Terrific line.
Provided them all that they might have wished.
Let's take a look at two moves from their superb performance. The first one, a cartwheel lift. Watch the extension of her leg, and watch how gently he sets her down. They're now preparing for side-by-side flying camels, a singles move. The important thing here is line, speed of spin, and unison between the skaters. A little trouble coming out, but an exquisite move nonetheless. Superb. They loved you.
Oh, thank you. It was fun. Oh, this crowd is fantastic.
What happened coming out of the side-by-side flying camels?
I think that was my fault.
Mishap in counting, I think.
We'll wait for the scores.
Oh, the scores are terrific. 9-9, 9-9, 9-9. So the 80s in the lead keep the pressure on the Stars team. The Stars team will come back with dance pair Colleen O'Connor and Jim Milnes, and the always spectacular Jojo Starbuck and Ken Shelley. Landover, Maryland, a sellout of over 18,000 for the World Professional Figure Skating Championship. We're in the middle of round 4, and for the Stars team on the ice, Colleen O'Connor and Jim Milnes.
A reminder that this is the free dance portion of the competition, which allows the skaters artistic freedom. Also, it is a professional competition, and the spirit and not the letter of amateur dance rules is to be followed.
O'Connor's score will be combined with that of Jojo Starbuck and Ken Shelley's. They'll be performing later. And they're working against a very tough competition. Remember that 9-9 for the 80s team, Ragozzi and Chalet and Babylonian Gardner. In the 1976 Olympics, competing for the Stars team today. Good to have them back. They've been reunited for this competition. Great deal of world class in that group of 7 judges. It includes former champions Carol Heiss, David Jenkins, Janet Lynn, O'Connor and Milnes waiting now, and of course will be cast in the role of cheerleaders as their teammates are ready. Jojo Starbuck and Ken Shelley to take the ice. Here they come. Starbuck and Shelley, members of the 68 and 72 U.S. Olympic teams, and of course John Misha Petkovich, they were your teammates.
They certainly were, Dick, and they've improved and matured over those years. And in fact, the character of their movements has almost become identical, as you'll see throughout their program now.
They've been skating for 20 years together.
To do a Lido lift, first performed in Paris at the Lido Club. There it is.
Now going into this 4th round, the Stars team trailed the 80s team by just 0.22 of a point. And of course, Ken and Jojo are facing that 9-9 scored by the competition.
Distinguish them. There it is. Watch the landing. Smooth to perfection.
And all the more remarkable, Misha, and that Jojo is recovering from 2 broken toes.
spin. Nice extension. Final move is a layout lift spin. He jumps into his arms and he lifts her over his head. Very exciting.
Shelley. A classy performance for the Stars team. They're going to keep them close, despite that 9-9.
Here's their famous throw axle. In this pair move, the force of the throw and the lift make the landing difficult to control. Well done. 9.8. And the scores are good.
9.9 and 9.8.
Okay, your team is still behind by .32. What's the strategy now?
Yeah, we've got some great soloists coming up, and they're going to do their best.
We're telling them to really perform. And coming that far, that close to those great amateur turned pros, I feel flattered.
So after 4 rounds, the 80s team still in the lead by 32 hundredths of a point.
American business is being taken over by revolution.
Next week on NBC Sports World, the freestyle competition continues as the World Professional Figure Skating Championships, including the spectacular performance of Dorothy Hamill and Charlie Tickner, an amazing lineup of professional competitors. That's next week on Sports World. And now to boxing, and the last time we saw Mustafa Hamsho in an NBC televised fight last
And 18,000 fans here for the 5th round of the World Professional Figure Skating Championship. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Landover, Maryland, the capital center, Dick Enberg with John Misha Petkovich. We've seen 4 rounds of this unique competition, and the 1980 Stars have built up a lead and have continued to do so, but will be challenged by some outstanding skaters today, and we're still seeing the freestyle phase of the competition.
That's right, Dick. We're seeing the freestyle phase, and this counts for 37.5% of the total points.
Well, one of those is Dorothy Hamill for the Stars team, and she skated so well in the compulsory.
She did. As you may recall, she's a 1976 Olympic champion.
And with her
is Gordy McKellen, the 3-time U.S. men's champion.
And for the 1980 team, the team in the lead, you're going to see today Charlie Tickner from Littleton, Colorado, with his outstanding athletic and artistic ability. And teaming with Mr. Tickner will be Emi Watanabe, the little dynamo from Japan, many times a Japanese champion and a top competitor in the recent Olympics. It's been a marvelous time, as you have heard in the past, the roar of the crowd and their appreciation. And coming up will be Charlie Tickner. He's on the ice now. We'll be back in Landover, Maryland in just a moment. United States men's champion 4 times, Charlie Tickner, first up for the 80s team. This is the 5th round free skating program.
Charlie's a very musical skater, as you can see from the elegance of this opening. The first move he's planning to do is a delayed axle. Float through the air. Beautiful.
After 16 years as an amateur, Charlie Tickner now starring with Ice Capades.
Next, he's planning to do a double axle, 2.5 revolutions in the air, taking off of a forward outside edge, a very difficult jump. The 2-footed landing will count only against the overall artistic impression of the program. Remember that this is the freestyle part of the competition, and the important thing here is artistry, musical interpretation, choreography, and athleticism.
Energy from a man who performed last night in Victoria, British Columbia, flew across the continent all night, little rest, and here skating for the 80s team today.
team in a slight lead in the competition here in round 5.
Charlie has an incredibly supple knee, and that is what makes him the smooth skater and the great jumper that he is. Final jump. Once again, a very difficult double axel. Building up speed as though he's at the beginning of the program. Beautiful.
You know, he used hypnosis as part of his training. He cast his own spell here today. Admiring young fan.
Here's Charlie's triple jump combination. As he reaches, he's not arching his back enough, and consequently he's leaning in the air, and therefore must put 2 feet down to hold his balance. There he gains his composure again and does a beautiful Arabian. Charlie, how did you feel?
I think I was a little tired.
You were?
Yeah.
Do you think that having left competition not that very long ago, that's an advantage to your approach to this particular competition?
I think it could have been, yeah. The reason I say could have been is sort of the situation that I came out here on. You know, I was doing a show in Victoria, BC last night. Had to fly all night to get out here. I got in about 10 o'clock this morning. I just think I felt pretty good. I'm just a little tired.
Okay, good luck. Thanks, Joe.
Tickner's score will combine with his 80s teammate Emmy Watanabe, and here she is, Miss Watanabe, called in her native country the Japanese Janet Lin, 8 times Japanese champion. What a face.
She's skating to Crystal Fantasy, composed especially for her by Miss Arabi. She's opening up with a very difficult move, a double axel. Beautiful. One of the ingredients for a successful jump, the position of the arms during rotation, and Emmy is an expert at it. Watch how the arms fold in during rotation. Beautiful.
Small at 5 feet, 97 pounds. She's big, has an attraction in Japan. She's a big star. In the 5th grade and trained in Minneapolis.
a superb recovery. Scratch pin. Charming performance.
And she's charmed this audience. Sold out at Capitol Center, Landover, Maryland. Emi Watanabe of Japan.
Here's Emi's double axel. It's a superb jump, but what we're going to watch is the difficulty she had on the landing. The check was not quite strong enough. It caused her to fall out of it a little bit, but she recovers through sheer strength.
And now the combined scores of Watanabe and Tickner. Remember, 1 to a high of 10. They eliminate the high and low. They're 9.7s and 9.8s. That comes out at 9.72. So with Gordy McKellen and Dorothy Hamill up for the Stars team, a chance to cut into the 1980s lead of 32/100ths of a point. We'll see McKellen and Hamill next in this World Professional Figure Skating Championship. It has been a sensational event, the World Professional Figure Skating Championship, Capitol Center, Landover, Maryland. Dick Enberg with John Misha Petkovich. Round 5 for the Stars team. First to perform, Gordy McKellen.
Strong athletic skater, getting ready for his first jump at the late axle. Lovely height. Following it immediately with a double axle. Magnificent.
She'll be skating later. They're trying to catch up with the 80s lead. The 80s leading by 32/100ths of a point.
Next, Gordy's planning to do a triple toe loop. Remember, he had some difficulty with it in the compulsory program. There it is.
Now, how much will that hurt him?
It will count against the overall artistic impression, and he won't get any points for doing the triple toe loop.
We should point out that Gordy, now a teacher in Rockford, Illinois, has had only 2.5 weeks to prepare. He's not been skating actively the last year or so.
He has also the added disadvantage that this is a very large ice surface, which professional skaters are not accustomed to. Sit spin, and a pop into another sit spin. He's one of the few skaters who does that particular
move. Began skating at 2.5. Great skating heritage. His godmother, Sonia Henney.
His trademark, famous knee slides. goes into a final fast stretch spin.
He recovered well from that fall. Three-time U.S. men's champion, the resident wit of the skaters in this competition, Dorothy McKellen. Dorothy's score will combine with that of Dorothy Hamill. She'll follow. Remember how sensational she was in the compulsory phase. Misha?
Gordy, what happened?
Never had so much toe with that jump before. I was thinking about what happened in the compulsory part, and I was trying to place that toe properly, and in the midst of doing that, the rotation got a little bit off, and I just didn't quite pick it up. But there's no excuses. When you perform with the best, you've got to be as good as the rest. So thank you. Thank you.
We hope to see it. We hope it holds on.
Thank you.
When you perform with the best, you have to stay with the rest, and here's one of the best ever, 1976 Olympic champion, Dorothy Hamill.
A tremendously strong skater, Dick, and she's shown that in the compulsory phase of this competition, and I'm sure she'll do it here in the freestyle aspect. Remember, the important things here are musicality, choreography, and artistic impression.
I'll tell you one thing, Misha, she makes my all-time smile team. Competition, being judged for 5 years. It's amazing how well she has performed, both compulsory and free.
Next move she's planning to do is a double flip. Well done.
They love you too, Dorothy. A strong performance by Dorothy Hamill. McKellen and Hamill, those scores will be combined. This large audience is watching what you're seeing now on the big television screens above the ice, and they're reacting to her swoon.
9.9.
Delayed axle here. Watch the head. And on the takeoff. There it is. Beautiful.
9.8.
And listen to those scores, 9.8s and 9.9s. That must mean that Miss Hamill was hitting 10 on some of the score sheets.
The average score, 9.84.
You did a wonderful job. You pulled up. The lead is now only 0.2 of a point difference.
Well, it's closer. What can I say? I don't know.
Well, you've reduced it by 0.12, and that's a great deal. That's 30%.
We're very fortunate to have come out of this close. I think we've worked hard on the group number. We've got Toller and Peggy yet to go. And,
yes, the artistic ones.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very close, and it's going to possibly boil down to that all-important group number, and I hope we can pull it together.
Congratulations.
Thanks, John.
McKellen and Hamill, 9.84. Team total, 48.68. That closes the gap to 0.2 of a point. The 80s teams... More than 18,000 fans, standing room only for round 6 of the World Professional Figure Skating Championship. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg with John Misha Petkovich. We're at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. And after 5 rounds of this incredible competition, only 0.2 of 1 point separate the two teams. You told me it was going to be exciting.
It certainly is, Dick, and it will continue to be so.
All right, Misha, we're still in the freestyle phase, and we're going to see some outstanding skaters today.
Yes, we'll see the likes of Peggy Flemming, one of the most elegant skaters in the history of figure skating, and Toller Cranston, a very innovative and unusual skater.
So those are the skaters for the Stars team. For the 1980s team, remember, they're in the lead. You're going to see Linda Fradiani, silver medalist, barely eased out of the gold at the Lake Placid Olympic Games. And with Miss Fradiani, you'll see the gold medal winner from Great Britain, the sensational Robin Cousins. Of all the marvelous shows we've had on NBC Sports World in this competition, this promises to be something very special. We're pleased that you've joined us. Up first, Robin Cousins from Great Britain, right after we pause for this word.
Representing the 80s team.
The 80s team leads off with sensational Robin Cousins, a 1980 Olympic champion, 4 times British champion from Bristol, England. Robin now stars with Holiday on Ice International.
An excellent spinner, Dick, and a tremendous jumper. He uses his height to his advantage. Camel spin with beautiful line. So smooth and easy. On his first jump, a delayed axle, we'll see an example of how he uses that leg. It reaches on the takeoff and carries him into the air. Terrific. Coming up, a triple toe loop. Magnificent.
Oh, the young fans enjoy this. They're like watching a rock concert the way they squeal.
Difficult jump combination, including 2 double axles, a mazurka, and a Arabian. Here's the first double axle, smooth as can be. There's a mazurka, now another double axle. Magnificent, right into the Arabian. He is hot. axel. Watch the height. Fantastic. Pouring on speed right to the very end of his program. Into a Russian split. Great stretch.
Performance. That's Linda Fradiani. She'll follow his teammates, wishing her well. Gold medal winner, Robin Cousins, with a brilliant performance.
Congratulations, Robin.
Thank you very much.
Incredible performance.
Oh, it was wonderful. I'm really pleased. I just love to perform and love to skate. When you have people like this, you can do nothing else. Nothing goes wrong.
Robin, you really must have been psyched for this performance.
Well, the electricity has been building up all night. It's the most tremendous thing I've ever done apart from the Olympics.
Fantastic performance. And here's that delayed axel. Watch the stretch of leg and the height. It is incredible. And coming up next is that triple toe loop that looks so easy for Robin. Watch the height he attains. He reaches. Smooth landing. Fantastic.
And now for the 80s Olympic silver medalist Linda Fradiani. Her score will be added to Robin Cousins and averaged. And the 80s team in the 6th round off to a great start.
After that tremendous performance of Robin Cousins, her teammate, she must be feeling fairly confident at this point. Coming up, her first jump combination, a split jump, into a back split jump, and then immediately into the double axel. Well done. Coming up, the traveling camel. There it is. Right into a flying camel. Very nice move by Linda.
Linda, now 20 years of age, stars for Ice Follies, Holiday on Ice. Remember back in '76, she was only 15 when she finished 8th in the Olympic competition. Peggy Flemming, a member of the opposing team in this competition.
team has delivered a sensational 1-2 punch. Robin Cousins and now Linda Fradiani.
Here's Linda's jump combination. The important thing to watch here is how she prepares through the first two jumps, the first two split jumps for the double axel, which is coming up, the very difficult jump of the combination. She's controlling the rotation there, and as she turns slowly and steps into that double axel.
9.9. And you hear the scores in the background. 9-9s, 198. 9.8. And 10. A 10! Roars its approval. That means one judge gave both of them a 10.
Perfect score. That's wonderful. We had a good time right now, I'm sure.
It was fun. The crowd is so neat.
You must have the Stars team shaking their boots.
Well, no, we have two good skaters to go. Look at them. I mean, I'm sure they're feeling the adrenaline as much as we did, and they want that thing as much as we do.
Wonderful job.
Well, the Stars certainly had their challenge well defined, and coming up for them, the always creative Tyler Cranston, and following his performance, the majestic Peggy Flemming.
The top fuel in the near side, Shirley Muldowney.
Team of Robin Cousins and Linda Fradiani performed brilliantly, earning one perfect 10. Now it's the Stars' turn. Here's Tyler Cranston, 6-time Canadian men's champion. His artistic performance in the compulsories was exceptional.
Skating to an aria from La Rondine by Puccini. Very unusual choice of music. Characteristic of Tyler. Everything is unusual. Not only an innovative skater, but a technically excellent skater as well. Tyler's planning to do a jump combination. Very difficult. 1-foot axel. Do a double sow cow.
An artist on and off the ice. Tyler, an illustrator, lithographer, painter. He's exhibited throughout the world.
Look at that tremendous position coming out of that split jump. Sit spin again, that's very unique. Broken leg with unusual
Cranston. He has skated up to the competition. Today's sixth round has been outstanding.
And here Toller's two double axles, a show of his tremendous technical ability. The first one, the second one coming up. Watch the height and the agility with which he does these. Now here we're seeing his jump combination. 1 foot axle, very difficult, taking off on the same leg as he's landing and going right up into a double sow cow without touching the other foot down.
What a day. Robin Cousins, Linda Fradiani, then Toller Cranston, and now Miss Peggy Flemming, the 1968 Olympic champion, skating for the Stars.
Peggy, a skater of exquisite grace and finesse, one who takes every movement to its natural conclusion and produces a beautiful blend of ballet and technique.
Champions, Cousins, Fradiani, Cranston, now Flemming, each skating superbly. And a record crowd of over 18,000 expressing its full appreciation. Seductive. Peggy Flemming. What a privilege to be here in person. Remember, the 80s team received 1 perfect 10 in their performance. It'll be interesting to see what the judges come up with for the Flemming-Cranston combination.
As elegant as ever.
Oh, thank you.
How did it feel to you out there?
It doesn't look very elegant when you're panting real hard. Oh, it felt really nice. The audience is just incredible.
Did you have any trouble with the stamina?
Oh, a little bit, because the ice surface is very large, and all of us are show skaters, and we're longer in the business at it, so we're used to the smaller rink more than they are, and we really.
I don't think the oldies have really done that badly.
No, I shouldn't think so at all, Taller. But we'll wait for the marks. Shouldn't think so.
And this sellout crowd is anxiously awaiting the scores of a most distinguished group of judges. Oh, what a performance. How will they score it? There they are, Dick Dwyer, renowned ice show star, noted choreographer Ricky Harris, world and Olympic judge Norman Fuller, 1960 Olympic champions and world champions Carol Heiss and David Jenkins. And Janet Lynn, 5 times U.S. champion. Ron Ludington, world medalist pairs and dance, and now a coach. Truly a Hall of Fame. And here are the scores. 2 9-9s.
10. 9.9. 9.9. 10.
A second 10.
9.9.
An average of 9.92. That's the highest of the entire competition.
Absolutely wonderful scores.
Thank you. It's really, really
10,
10. I don't know.
9.9. And you've reduced the lead to 18/100ths of a point. Can you pull it out on the group program?
Well, I guess, John, it really is a question of the group number, but I think that the old star team is happy that we're so close to the new blood in the skating world.
That's wonderful.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So the total scores, the 80s team, 58.78. The Stars, 58.60. A difference of just 18/100ths of a point. And we'll be back with a preview of next week's unusual finale.
NBC Sports World. The battle between the 80s and the Stars goes down to the wire in a unique team skate-off in the dramatic conclusion of the World Pro Figure Skating Championship, featuring Ty Babylonia and Randy Gardner, Peggy Flemming, Linda Fratiani, Dorothy Hamill, Charlie Tickner, and more. Then it's live, hard-hitting...
Conclusion of the World Professional Figure Skating Championship with a most unusual event, the group competition, with all the team competing together, 8 against 8, and with only 18/100ths of a point separating the two teams, it should be a terrific climax to a great competition. Now back to Ontario Motor Speedway for more. Team is on the ice for the group performance. Remember, they have a slim lead over the Stars team.
This group program is a combination of singles, pairs, and dance skating. And moves from each aspect of skating will be represented here.
And it will be my last music of the future.
The judges will be giving 2 marks, one for technical ability and one for artistic ability, and it will count for 25% of the total score.
That's twice the possible point total. In the previous 6 rounds, the maximum was 10 points. Today, it's 20 points. And with only 18/100ths of a single point separating these two teams, it would appear the winner today will win the entire competition. We should point out that the two teams will both skate to a 5-minute program, basically the same program, same choreography, music, costumes, some slight variations. To the competition, true spirit of this event, team competition, and the 7th and final event, Team of Stars against this team of the 80s. about this, Misha, is that everyone is enjoying, the skaters and the 18,000 fans. Championship. What a collection of stars, this 80s group. 5 world championships, 1 Olympic, and 34 national championships. Appreciation of the performance, but thousands of these fans cheering that the 80s team might win. What a collection of figure skating greats. And apparently the late arrival of Tickner and Rigotin Chalet, as they performed last night for Ice Capades, Ice Follies, Holiday on Ice, flew all night to be here and still performed magnificently.
That's team spirit.
Well, they've shown that throughout the entire competition, and that has impressed me tremendously that they have been involved with each other as a team, their performance, they want to win, and now you sense that this crowd can't wait to see whether or not that Stars team is capable of overcoming that slight lead.
A tragedy for all involved, for the addict, his family, and his friends. But it's a special tragedy when the addict is an athlete, when a person who depends on his body to earn a living destroys that body and his career. Thomas Hollywood Henderson suffered
World Professional Figure Skating Championship. Dorothy Hamill and her Stars team on the ice, trailing by only 0.18 of a point in the competition. And listen to these credentials. Stars team, indeed. 7 world championships represented, 23 national championships, and 2 Olympic champions on the ice now.
Started in the mid-19th century when 4 prima ballerinas danced a pas de quatre. In the early part of this century, skating picked up the concept, and 4s developed into 6s and 8s, which we're seeing now, and even 12s and 16s.
personal and team pride at stake in this competition. A lot of money, too. $20,000 to each individual or pair in the winning team. $10,000 to each individual or pair on the runner-up team. That totals out at over $180,000. And in addition to the prize money, some appearance fees have been paid for participation in the competition. Like a three-ring circus.
It's important to remember that the main consideration is the overall relationship of the skaters to each other as a unified group.
competition.
Absolutely fantastic, Dick.
And the performers have enjoyed it most of all. Anya Robertson of New York, who designed the colorful costumes worn by both teams. And here comes the 80s team out with the bouquets of roses to present to the competition. And they must be wondering, as we are, who's going to make a special tribute? That Hall of Fame corps of judges, they're on their feet, a standing ovation.
And the skaters are going over. Dick, this is a moment in figure skating, a historic moment. When skaters and judges are meeting immediately before the results are out, it is an incredible moment.
And as we watch the Stars perform again, we will refresh your memory in this competition. The Stars took the early lead in the first round of the 7 rounds of competition, then relinquished it to the 80s team in the second round. The 80s built a lead, then the Stars cut away at it, and going into the 7th and final round, 0.18 of a point separate the two teams before this group competition. And it is ever so close. There's there's the championship trophy, and the scores are in. Here they are for the 80s team. Technical merit, they range from 9.5 through 9.8. They average 9.72. For the 80s artistic merit, the range 9.4 to 9.8, averaging 9.7. All right, here are the star scores. Technical merit, range of 9.4 all the way to 9.9, average of 9.76. Artistic merit, 9.4 to 9.9, average 9.8. It's close. Here's the official announcement.
Gentlemen, the champion team of the World Professional Figure Skating Championships with a total of 78.20 points, the 1980 team.
Congratulations from the team of stars. Can you believe that? Separated by just 0.04 of 1 point. 78.20 for the winners, 78.16 for the stars team. And we'll get the reactions right after we pause for this word. It was 7 great rounds, skating's best at their very best.
Dick, it was an honor for me to witness this historic event. The talent assembled was stupendous, and the final score certainly demonstrates what an exciting competition it was.
And now the skaters, a final curtain call. Dynamic Robin Cousins. If they had given gold medals in this competition, Robin Cousins would have taken one home. Rigotti and Cholet, charming, expressive, how they delighted us all. And thank you, Charlie Tickner, for your versatile and musical style. And the Japanese dynamo, Emi Watanabe. Her sparkling personality lit up the Capitol Center. Jojo Starbuck and Ken Shelley, thank you. Your enthusiasm on and off the ice was inspirational. True champions. Poised and strong. In a short time since Lake Placid, she's become a great professional star. Ty Babylonia and Randy Gardner, the people's choice. The crowd came to cheer them, and they gave them plenty to applaud. Jim Milnes and Colleen O'Connor, America's first Olympic ice dance medal winners, thank you for your entertaining, solid performance. Dorothy Hamill, powerful, personable, with a smile that embraced the last robe. She loved it, and we loved her. Gordon McKellen, athletic, charismatic, a natural showman, symbolized the spirit of all the competitors. Creative, innovative, cerebral Tyler Cranston. He's made this sport so much better and different just by being part of it. And thank you, Peggy Flemming. In a company of all-time greats, you personified grace, elegance, and beauty. So this is Dick Enberg for John Misha Petkovich. It has been a very special experience for us all. And so long from the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. And now to Marv Albert.